Time to Be a Hero. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Well, here we are, folks, episode 78. This is the last episode of my salute to higher education, Louisiana, and I'm concluding with McNeese State University. As you can see, I'm wearing a McNeese State University themed Comic Hero shirt to go along with this McNeese State hat. Now, I know there were a lot of colleges that I skipped throughout Louisiana. I know I skipped colleges like Louisiana College, LSU Shreveport, LSU Eunice, LSU Alexandria, Louisiana Delta Community College just down the road from here. I want to apologize for that, but don't worry. I will I will salute y'all, but in other episodes. I just decided to go with 13. I mean, it's kind of hard to squeeze in every college in Louisiana when you only have 13 weeks to do it. And I wanted it to be a summer-long theme, so I decided to pick the 13 that I wanted. All right, then. So I got to ask, any questions? All right, this first question comes from Jake Young from Springfield, Missouri. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Jake. He asks, who's your favorite Robin? Mine is Carrie Kelly. Well, Jake, mine isn't Carrie Kelly, although from what I've heard from other folks who've read the Dark Knight Returns books that are written by Frank Miller, written and drawn by Frank Miller, Carrie Kelly was a one of a kind, in terms of being Robin. But my favorite Robin would definitely have to be Tim Drake, and here's why. You had Dick Grayson, who was a little too jovial for me. In other words, he was a little playful and always, was all about his antics and everything. Then you had Jason Todd, who was too hard-headed, who was just way too hard-headed and did whatever the heck he wanted. And then you had Damian Wayne, who was basically kind of like Jason Todd. The only difference was he was very violent, but that's only because from the time he learned how to walk, he was trained by the League of Assassins. And I really don't know that much, and again, I don't know that much about Carrie Kelly, so I'd have to say Tim Drake. Because, I don't know, I grew up, with Tim Drake. I thought as a Robin, he was, oh man, I thought, growing up, I thought he was the greatest Robin ever. I mean, we all have our opinions about, Robin is the one character, one more Robin I left out, Stephanie Brown. But anyway, she didn't really last long to really show me anything. But, I don't know, Tim Drake, I don't know, like, I was like, wow, this is like the greatest sidekick ever. And then when I found out that, You know, when they did Young Justice, when they teamed him up with Superboy and Kid Flash back when it was Impulse, I thought it was pretty cool. But then when they redid Teen Titans in 2003, woo, he killed it. He killed it as a leader. And a lot of, now, this is kind of sort of getting off subject just that much, but a lot of folks ask me all the time, who do I believe was the Robin in the Teen Titans cartoon back in the early 2000s? Oh, it's simple. It was Dick Grayson. For one obvious reason. Look at he and Starfire's relationship on the show. That's a dead giveaway right there. I mean, somebody tried to argue me down and said it was Tim Drake. No, it was Dick Grayson. But to answer your question, Jake, Tim Drake. All right, this next question is from Walt Stevens from Summerfield, Louisiana. He asks, 7,000 comics is a lot of comics. As you approach 7,000, where do you think you rank in the world of comic collectors? Well, Walt, I really don't, I don't see, that's just something I really don't care about. I mean, I have 7,000 comics, that's all great and everything. But I try not to compare myself with anyone. I try not to rival myself with anyone. I'm just some 30-something. I'm just some guy in his 30s who just collects comics and loves to share his love for it with everyone. That's all. I'd be naive if I were to say that, that I probably have the most out of anyone, which is complete nonsense. I know folks who have them in the 10,000s. I know folks that have been collecting them since like the 1960s or 1970s. Heck, even KSLA News 12 chief meteorologist Jeff Castle says he has about 9,000 of them in his collection. Now, does that make, so am I saying that I shouldn't be the comic hero? Absolutely not. There's a reason I call myself the comic hero, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the number of comics I have. As to why I call myself the comic hero, I'll never tell. Thank you guys for your questions. That's going to conclude the Any Questions segment. If any of you viewers have any questions that you want to ask me, contact info is down there. I say that all the time. And some of these folks here at Clint say, I do that. They're looking down like, down where? Even Clint and Renee's grandchildren, when they were my co-hosts 3 episodes ago, there's like saying, I remember the grandson, Skylar, had asked me, why do you keep pointing down there? And I told him, you'll find out once you watch the show. But anyway, yeah, please get your questions to me. Now then, my friend Brian Ferguson has requested a DC Marvel fight that I kind of had second thoughts about. And here's why. It's a man fighting a woman. Now, with all the violence that we've had in the world, with all the violence we had in the world where men are beating up women, that is something I do not condone at all. But he insisted, so I know nobody can make me do anything. Nobody cannot make me do anything that I don't want to do. I realize that. But when you've read comics as much as I have, as long as I have, or longer than I have, you would understand that a man fighting a woman in comics is not unusual. So, with that being said, on the DC side, we have Black Adam. On the Marvel side, we have Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call DC versus Marvel.
Hulk!
Welcome to DC vs. Marvel. Today, it's Black Adam vs. Captain Marvel. Black Adam possesses superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and courage, physical and magical near invulnerability, flight, genius-level intellect, and control and emission of magic lightning as a weapon or for casting spells. Captain Marvel possesses superhuman strength, speed, stamina, and durability, energy projection, and absorption, and flight. Who will win? Black Adam is an equal opportunist. So is Captain Marvel. The two would trade punches for hours on end. They would then use their powers. Captain Marvel's energy blasts somehow don't faze Black Adam. However, Black Adam's lightning-based powers have no effect on Captain Marvel. Black Adam, feeling frustrated, delivers a cheap shot to Captain Marvel. He then puts her in a full Nelson and attempts to defeat her by saying the words Black Adam. Little does he know that the lightning powers he used on Captain Marvel actually reawaken her own binary powers. The lightning ricochets off her and strikes Black Adam, converting him to his original 10th Atom form. Captain Marvel defeats him by simply breaking his jaw and punching him in the throat. Captain Marvel wins, and that concludes this DC vs. Marvel fight. I hope you enjoyed that DC vs. Marvel fight, and folks, please don't be mad at me. And please don't be mad at Brian Ferguson. We are good people. He is a happily married man with 2 kids. And I'm in a relationship with a woman. Okay? So, and who I would never hurt. Ever. Alright, up next is Comically Speaking. So without further ado, let's talk comics! I'm only going to talk about one thing, well, maybe 2 things in the Comically Speaking segment. First thing is Season 2 of The Flash. It's coming in October. I will be watching. Jay Garrick is going to be part of Season 2. So this only means one thing: time travel. There's going to be a lot more time travel we saw in season 1. And then also I found out Jesse Quick, not Johnny Quick, Jesse Quick is going to be in Season 2 as well. And then everybody knows Wally West is going to be in Season 2. Now, will he become Kid Flash? Your guess is as good as mine. But here's the one that everyone is kind of looked sideways about. Adam Smasher is going to be in it. He's going to be played by Adam Copeland, or who a lot of folks all generally know as former WWE superstar Edge. There are some folks that are thrilled about it. Then again, there are some folks who are stark raving mad about it. I think it's great, and I love how they ended the season by finally exposing Dr. Harrison Wells as Eobard Thawne. I love it. And why did it? And he finally admitted that he wanted to help the Flash because he hated him. Well, okay. And the last thing I want to talk about is, and I think I've talked about this before, but I'm going to go more. I'm going to dive more in detail about it. But X-Men Apocalypse. Now keep in mind, this X-Men series takes place back in the 80s. And I know Olivia Munn is going to be playing the role of Psylocke. And I can kind of see that. I've actually seen her in her Psylocke costume, and I think she looks great. And then, but here's the thing that a lot of folks are very upset about: what Apocalypse looks like. I'm sorry, but he looks less like Apocalypse and more like Ivan Ooze from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. He just does. I think it's still going to be a great movie. I don't think. I mean, yeah, I'm sure that, you know, Apocalypse looking like Ivan Hughes is going to be a bit of an eyesore, but all in all, I think it's going to be great, and I think Jubilee is supposed to be in it. Wolverine, Jean Grey, Professor X. And Magneto will be in it as well. Only difference is he will not be played by Sir Ian McKellen. He'll be played by, he'll be played by Michael Fassbender, who of course played Magneto in X-Men: Days of Future Past and X-Men: First Class. So I am really looking. So I'm sort of kind of looking forward to that. Oh, but the next movie to come out, Deadpool. Yes, sir. And I saw the trailer to it, and it follows Deadpool's origins to a T. And then it has some of the classic characters from when Deadpool, when he first got his own book about back nearly 20 years ago. And I'm looking forward to it. I think Ryan Reynolds playing a role in Deadpool is going to be great. I'm just glad it's not the same Deadpool from X-Men First Class. Sorry. That Deadpool was complete bullshit. And so did Ryan Reynolds. But at that extra scene at the end of X-Men First Class, he gave us he kind of gave us a glimmer of hope when the camera got on and he went, shh. All right, that's it for Comically Speaking. Now then, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
Comic books I bought this week.
All right, first up is Cyborg #2. Now, I don't have the first issue to this one. I've been trying to look for it and have not been able to find it. But when I do, I'll read that one and I'll read this one and I'll let y'all know what happens in a future episode. All right, up next is Deadpool Secret Wars #4. Now, this is a Secret Wars miniseries within the Secret Wars miniseries. And this one, well, obviously stars Deadpool, a.k.a. Wade Wilson. Now, you're probably noticing, wait a minute, his skin's normal. That's what we find out at the very end of issue #1. That he's got his skin back. They got his skin back and he looks almost like Ron Burgundy from Anchorman. And some other things. Alright, up next is Justice League of America #3. Now this book, I don't know what Brian Hitch co-writes and draws on this book. And so far, the Kryptonian god Rayo ends up on Earth. And he's pretty much, getting everyone to convert from their denominations or lack thereof to worship Rayo. And of course, this is all, the only person this isn't sitting well with? Batman. And I think Lex Luthor isn't all too thrilled about it either. Alright, up next is Captain Marvel and the Carol Corps #3. This is also a Secret Wars miniseries within the Secret Wars miniseries. And this one stars, of course, Carol Danvers, as she leads a ragtag team of female airmen or airwomen, and they're fighting off bad guys, and then they also get a whole bunch of they get a visit paid by some of the Thors, and one of their former own, Kit Carson, is now a Thor. All right, up next is Teen Titans #11. Now, in the last issue, they just found out that Kid Flash had somehow ended up back on Earth, but Solstice was still in prison, and he is out for retribution. And he was out for retribution against the Teen Titans. Here we learn more. All right, next up is Aquaman #43. Now, in issue #41, he ends up getting getting poisoned by some toxin, and it altered his thinking and he ended up becoming he kind of rebelled against Atlantis and his throne, and is now a fugitive of Atlantis, and he somehow ended up in St. Louis of all places. All right, up next is Superman number 43. This is a continuing story arc called Truth, and Superman is having to deal with Lois Lane pretty much ratting him out and telling the whole dadgum world that he is Clark Kent. All right, next up is Batgirl, number 43. Now, Batgirl has been going through a lot of changes. First though, she ended up moving to Burnside, and she tries to make her own mark in Burnside, just like Batman makes his own mark in Gotham City. But she doesn't. She takes a different. She goes about it a different way, in a way that Batman would definitely frown upon, and would probably. It probably would. Will try to stop himself from doing bodily harm to Batgirl. I mean, she ends up like beating up bad guys and then becoming a public figure and talking to the media, which Batman is against. And Black Canary. This doesn't sit well with Black Canary. And then, if that's not bad enough, the subconscious of Barbara Gordon ends up telling her, okay, you're not Batgirl, I am. And then she ends up turning everyone against her, or somebody else, or some gang ended up going around, and where one of them, where the leader was impersonating Robin, ended up turning Batgirl against all the people of Burnside against Batgirl, and now they all want her dead. And then lastly is Flash number 43. Now, Eobard Thawne has come to the present to finish what he started with the Flash, and not looking good, folks. Not at all. All right, that's not a bought, which brings the total number of comics I bought since December of 1997, 6,934. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I really had fun this summer doing the Salute to Higher Education Louisiana. I really had fun with the 13 colleges throughout the country, and if I did your college, here's a recap of all the 13 colleges in this order: ULM, LSU, Tech, Grambling, Northwestern State, Tulane, Bossier Parish Community College, Southeastern Louisiana University, University of Louisiana at Lafayette, Centenary College, Southern University, Nicholls State University, and then this episode where I did McNeese State University. And if I left out your college, don't worry. I will salute your college in a future episode. As a matter of fact, next month will be a different theme. Next month will be football. The theme will be football season. Well, there's going to be five Wednesdays this week, and some of the colleges I'm going to, well, not colleges, but not all colleges anyway. I know for next week I'll be covering my alma mater, Homer High School. In episode 80, I'll be covering ULM, the University of Louisiana at Monroe. Episode 81 will be the team that I first started, the first NFL team I cheered for, New Orleans Saints. And then episode 82 will be the team that my dad kind of got me to like, and I still do to this day, Dallas Cowboys. And then episode 83, Louisiana College. Okay, just remember, if you're watching this and you went to Louisiana College, I told you I wasn't going to leave any other college out, and I intend to keep that promise. Oh, and by the way, for all my Facebook friends, we are 66 books away from 7,000 comics. 66. And I posted some comic hero. So I want to wear a Comic Hero 7,000 Comics t-shirt. I really want to do that. But I need your help to help me decide what design I'm going to go with. So I ended up posting so far about 15 designs. So as soon as you're watching this, Well, right now it's 50 designs. When I get home, it's going to be 20, because right now it's a little after 7 o'clock and it's Wednesday night. But I posted some. So as soon as you're done watching this, go on my page and vote for one. Just vote for one. Don't vote for all of them. Vote for one. And I'm going to post about 5 more tonight and 5 more tomorrow. Oh, and speaking of t-shirts, if you want your own Comic Hero t-shirt, price for adults is $12 and the price for children is $7. Oh, and also the price for infants, $3. And of course, if you have any questions for the Any Questions segment, DC versus Marvel fight request, topics for the Comically Speaking story arc, or comic speaking segment, contact info down there. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go ahead and leave me a message in the message, right below the screen. Or if you have my cell phone number, go ahead and text me. Oh, by the way, I don't give my cell phone number out. Not on this show. I mean, if you're watching this, you have my cell phone number. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Just go ahead, text me, call me, whatever you have to do. Oh, and for and ahead of in October. Of course, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So just like I started doing a year ago, in every episode of the Comic Hero Show, I'm going to have special breast cancer awareness Comic Hero tees. Some of them are pink and then some of them are black. Or some are pink and black. I will wear those. So look out for October. As for anything else, I haven't gotten that far ahead yet. Alright, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the Comic Hero. I'm about to go ahead and pay for these books. See you next week for episode 79 here once again at Clint's Comics. So till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and go blue. Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were on the phone. I'm sorry. Exactly.